Ila ma'am, firstly, a huge congratulations on Sherni, and given the fact that Sherni topics including nature conservation as well as patriarchy amongst other subjects, how effective do you feel cinema is in terms of conveying such subjects?
It's very effective. Cinema is very effective, and that is the reason why this film is really doing so well, and people are loving it because they all feel very strongly about the conservation, loving the animals, protecting the environment. These are the subjects and the kind of hindrances there and all these things. Uh, it's not that certain NGOs only talk about that. General people are also very, very sensitive towards this topic. And cinema is very effective, very, very effective. That's why this film is been accepted and loved by the audience.
Right. I mean, your character offers comic relief, but it is also quite representative of how a lot of Indian mothers are nowadays. I feel like they're quite defensive over the children and where they almost veer into becoming sort of boastful. We saw that dinner table situation in the film as
Yeah.
well. So, being a mother yourself, how much or are you not actually able to relate with such characters? I mean, are you able to resonate with these sort of sentiments?
I can relate with such characters because I'm certainly a very different mother and mother-in-law, but I have just one daughter, and my son-in-law is into music. He's a music director, so I treat him just musically. So that's a different story. We are professional, creative people, but I'm into certain age where I am as an actor. I have to be very observant. I come from a middle class family from a smaller town, and such mothers are very much existing. And there were when this beautifully written role was offered to me. The length is short, but I could do justice because I have seen these mothers who don't even know that they are overpowering. They don't even know that there is a they are doing this too much for their son. And the dinner table scene, that suddenly she's talking about the chips and how he's in aloo factory, chips factory, and
Uh-huh.
Hannah. So the whole scene is he is this in an aloo factory, whereas she has to be because she has some hidden complex. She is proud also that she is the proud mother-in-law of a forest officer daughter-in-law. वो भी उनकी there is a feather in her cap, but
Yeah.
also she doesn't want that her son should undermine. So that comes across. That's very well written in the script, and I could use all my observation of such mothers. And to answer your question, that these kind of mother who believe that the daughter-in-law, when she comes there, she is very happy to be there, but she has her mother also there.
Right.
Okay. Now this
Mm.
thing that I am the mother-in-law, and she is
Right.
a mother. So that
Sure.
difference has to come. Secondly, she also wants to show that I have given you this bangle, that bangle, and you must wear it when they are going for a dinner out. She says, "Why don't you wear sari? Why don't you wear this?" This is out of sheer affection also, but show also. But she doesn't even know sensitive
Yeah.
because the daughter-in-law is pressurized. She's
Mm.
pressurized with her so many situations in that jungle, and the pressures from political pressure, this pressure, and she is a person of conviction. So
Sure.
I must say that we do have such mothers-in-law who are not even aware of their behavior. That's what I
Right.
did. Yeah.
Right. Definitely. Sort of description that you've mentioned then. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now, I think, Ila ma'am, I think whenever I hear of your name or hear of your voice, I think the first thing that I think of is Hi Chori from Choli Ke Piche Se.
Ah, Yeah, that's if I share scene which we missed, there is a scene which has been cut that we
Uh,
did not see. These two mother and mother and son, they go to jungle in a
uh,
safari to see the Sherni. And
acha.
that day Sherni they don't see. And that scene they are going to add now in YouTube. That is where the choli ke piche ah came.
Oh wow, okay. That
Yeah,
is interesting. I
yes,
wish we had that scene in actually. That would have been
yeah.
so amazing. But I think what I was going to say actually is the fact that you're fan of your music as well. And I think Rajasthan itself, the state is enriched with history, and the way you've brought folk music to mainstream attention is incredible. And I think it's wonderful. So when you first began singing, what was your intentions and expectations back then? And reflecting back on your journey now, how do you feel the way folk music is represented today?
See, I sang it without any expectation. I was reacting to the nature. I was reacting to the village. I was reacting to the folk people around me. In Rajasthan, even the beggar is not asking, give me money, give me money. They're singing and performing. So God had given me beautiful ears to respect their singing. In Rajasthan, they they do in India also. We don't have any festival without singing. Maybe the south, anywhere. We have a lot of singing in our culture. If you are following those festivals, if you are enjoying those festivals, if you are respecting your culture, automatically you are bound to gain that sensitivity towards that music. And I somehow happened to be born in Rajasthan. I got in abundance in folk culture, in platter. So I got it naturally without any expectation. It just happened that I did. Nobody thought me the kind of voice I have that I could sing in films. Nobody
Mm,
ever thought. Even I never dreamt that I can sing. It just happened when I did my first film, Mandi, and
yes.
that time Shabana Azmi and Anu Kapoor, Nasir, Ismita, we all used to go in a bus. And that is the time, you know, everybody was singing. So I was also singing folk music.
Mm,
Just like that. Passing time, location was little far off. It's Shabana who introduced me to Mahesh Jetmalal, not Mahesh Jetmalal, Mahesh Bhatt.
mm,
And she said, listen to her. She knows lots of songs from Rajasthan. When I
mm.
sang for Mahesh Bhatt, just like that, informal meeting. She said, oh my God, she's so loud and she's so full of life. If she can do this without mic, if she goes on a mic, maybe she comes like Tina Turner or somebody. It is he who gave me first chance.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
whenever the chance came, I sang in films. I'm lucky
Mhm.
that I was able to sing with Lakshmikant Plarihalji. There is another song, Mohabbat Ki Arzu. I have sung three songs with mm, Mr. A.R. Rahman also.
Mhm.
So I have been lucky. Not that
Right.
I deserve so much, but
No, no, no. You definitely deserve a lot, Ila, ma'am. Trust me. I think it's really interesting as well because I read a quote of yours and you mentioned actually that every artist needs reassurance. And I thought that was a very thought-provoking statement. What do you mean by that? And what gives you reassurance as an artist?
the assurance is whatever you do is being recognized, being when you are noticed, and whether they criticize or whether they appreciate. If you've been noticed, you are reassured that you have made your point. They liked it or they didn't like it. You have made it your point. And that of kind of assurance is when it comes to the music.
Hmm.
You know, whatever I have, there are very few successful uh, film. playback singers who have come out with 10 albums, private albums of their own, and I am the one. You know,
Wow.
my
Amazing.
albums are more popular than even my film numbers, like Vote for Ghagra, Nigodi
Mm.
Kaisi Jawani, Pichoda, all these songs, people sing Resham Ka Rumal. So they are private albums. And then once you get that reassurance, even that reassurance I never got in my house from my mother. She always used to say, Hamesha, why you sing your what a moti awaz? But from my audience, they like my moti awaz and they reassured me. And that
Ah.
is what I meant. The reassurance gives you confidence and it forces you, that it motivates you to do something.
Mhm.
Like in this, suddenly there are few people, so I'll be honest, who told me that now you're doing so well. Then why did you accept such a small role in Sherni? But
Right.
my answer was that the film is very big. Film is
Mm.
very important. To be a little part of that film, it enriches me, it educates me, it opens my eyes. So I see Ila Arun as a personality. My answer is ऐसा सब बोलते हैं बट आई से चोली के पीछे कौन है ये पूछो चोली के
Ah,
पीछे इला
beautiful.
अरुण try to know Ila Arun. So I am a
Okay.
sensitive person. I am not that way. In commercial cinema, we have to do anything.
Hmm.
My first film was Mandi where I was prostitute. तो कभी आप थानेदार होंगे कभी आप sometimes you're widow, sometimes you're teacher,
Hmm.
sometimes you're lawyer. You have to do anything. And similarly, you have to sing all the songs. They should not think by singing you don't stamp a person that she's like that. You
Yeah.
have to know a person. Try to know behind the choli who is the person who has
Hmm.
tried to sing. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I think having done a film like Sherni as well, and obviously like you said it, even though it was a very like small role and stuff like that. I mean, but do you also feel that after a certain point of time that's the scripts and actors approach with are sort of conditioning towards the character as well? Would you kind of think
It,
do you think that as well?
it used to happen earlier, but now what the kind of directors are coming, the kind of producers are coming. Like I will, for example, the director of Sherni, Mr.
Mhm.
Amit, and the writer Asa Tippo, and the producer. So these people are not typecasting.
Yeah.
They write a role independently. They don't think, okay, I have to write role for Ila. Or if there is a caricature role or very loud, you can see that I did Rat Akeli also, which was a very different role with Nawazuddin, very serious mother. Sometimes
Yeah.
they feel that my comic timing is very good. There I
Yeah.
was totally tough, very tough. So, but previously it used to happen. Once you are vamped for the life. They will say, okay, we have to take. I hope I have given you answer to your question
Yeah,
correctly.
no, definitely. It's very true. And absolutely. And I think, having achieved so much in your life, and I think it's wonderful to see you do a role like you have in Sherni, because like you said, you have done roles in the past which were a bit more sucked and a bit more, stuck in
Yeah.
the ways. Even in West is West, where you played a very vulnerable character too, to that extent, as
I'm
well.
happy you mentioned West is West. I love the film. And let me tell you, it was a great experience doing that film with Om Puri and
Yeah.
with the London artists. All of them had come. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, having done a film like Sherni, having played all these sort of characters now, what do you envision as your next ambition or goal now, as an artist?
As an artist, the goal at my age, there is no goal. There is a desire. The desire is that I must get a role which has many shades, which has a little longer role, and I must have shades. I- I'm talking about the cellulite,
Hmm.
not theater, because in theater I write myself. I adapt
Hmm.
plays, I write, and the roles are very meaty. But the film people, if they give me a role which has many shades to do, and not typecast me would be very. I'm looking for that opportunity, where I
Hmm.
can play, give my best to the audience. Best is yet to come. You know,
Hmm.
it is yet to come.
Right.
They are watching me bit, but they have to see me, in a
Yeah.
longer way. Yeah.
And I think as it we seen in Vidya Balan's character as well in the film, she's strong without, you know, being loud and being gung ho about her strength. Her what she wants out of life and how she gets it is something which really defines of how strong she is, and the way she even confronts the patriarchs and the misogynists as well is something which I very very much look up to. So, what would you say awakens a Sherni in you, Ilaji, as well?
First of all, I must appreciate Vidya. At her age, she is really sharing. She has no problems playing any role, and her face speaks volumes. I mean,
Yeah.
effortless acting, and
Mm.
the anger comes and all these things. In the Sherni in Ila Arun is that I don't want to sound like a part of an NGO. Some of them are very vocal. I'm not here for a debate. My
Mm.
gesture should bring out that awakeness. That the hadu roaring of a Sherni, वो मेरे कान से आनी चाहिए. And I need
Yeah.
that. I'm a socially aware person. I am a person who's doing a lot of theater. I am sensitive towards my society, but I can do all this when I'm being offered on stage to play role on cellulite. I don't have to join politics for that. I can really dahado them. I can really reach out to my audience. That's
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. But I think it's wonderful to see you in Sherni. I think it's such a great cast as well. Having you there, Vijay Ras, Neeraj Kabi sir as well. I think it's just such a great
fantastic
celebration of
actors,
cinema.
fantastic actors who are amazing. All of them have, Sharad was also there, all of them have
Oh
really
yes, of course,
uh,
Red sir.
come out so well that people are just saying it is not one person, but there is one
Mm.
person. One person is our Sherni Vidya, but the rest of the cast is a beautiful ensemble of a great actor, and even the non-actors have also come across so well. They are the villagers also.
Oh yes, yes.
Film looks so real. It looks so real.
Absolutely. No, that's very, very true. And I think that's why Sherni has definitely been a very, very important film, I think, for all of us and for Hindi cinema too. So
Yeah,
I'm really,
it is
really
an
grateful.
important film. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really grateful as well that Amazon Prime Video have released the film and it's doing so, so well as well. But before I let you go, Ilaji, could you sing a few lines for us? Would it be
First of
possible?
all, let me tell you, I'll sing a lot when I come and I'm singing at the Covent Garden.
Oh, lovely.
I love Covent Garden. And just imagining myself there and all the artists are playing. There's somebody's doing their artwork, somebody's playing. But anyway, Sherni, but I will sing a song where I really turned out to be a Sherni because Vote for Ghagra talks about the women empowerment. What is
Yes, please.
Vidya is talking.
Absolutely.
That
Yes.
don't underestimate a village girl as a
Yes.
village girl. उसके
Mm,
घाघरे को don't think she's very skirt, so she's a weak character. She has a
right.
power.
Yes.
So and people say, what did you say? What तू काहे बोली? तू काहे बोली? And उसका मैं जवाब. And today I've been talking and talking for 3 hours. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever voice I had is just gone, totally.
Mm-hmm.
It still have to.
Sure. Okay.
अरे दिल्ली शहर में मारो भाग रे घूमियो ए घूमियो ए घूमियो ए घूमियो उई से मर गए मारो भाग रे घूमियो ए घूमियो ए घूमियो ए घूमियो मैं खेत में खड़ी भागती ककड़ी लाल पकड़ी तुम्हारी बाह पकड़ी मैंने पुस्तक बनवा मैंने मारी लकड़ी क्या दिखा तू कहीं बोली आरा दूर हट जा रे छोरा, दूर हट जा, दूंगी मैं तने ऐसा गचका, दूर हट जा रे फेरा, गली शहर बरोबर घाघरे जे दुनिया, एक दुनिया, एक दुनिया, एक दुनिया, एक दुनिया। आई वांट कि पूरी दुनिया मेरी उंगली के इशारे पे नाचे और घूम जाए। All women have to be so powerful that if you say, hey, you, and they turn like that.
Fabulous. Fantastic. And I think that's a huge tribute to all the Shernis out there.
And that's what Vidya does it. She does it in the film in Sherni. She doesn't care. And she said two hoots to your all system, and there she goes, and saves two small pugs, Very, very nice. Yeah.
Absolutely. But on that note, Ilaji, I want to thank you so, so much for joining me on Filme Shilmy today and speaking about this wonderful which is of course Sherni. And I'm again wonderful that Amazon Prime Video have released the film, and it's great to see the response it's getting, and it's always wonderful to see you and hear you as well, of course. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Namaste, London.
Namaste as well from London to you as well, Leela ji. Thank you so much.